Is self-development got toxic traits? Yeah, definitely. That's something that we can definitely say 100% for certain is a thing, and I think a lot of YouTubers do like to use those titles where they're talking about self-development, start kind of hating on it a little bit, but obviously it's their niche, it's the thing that kind of got them to where they are, so they don't want to talk too badly of it to basically take you out the idea of it. However, most of the time, what they're actually talking about is more of you watching the videos and how you're not actually acting upon your life, instead of other areas of self-development where it can actually get truly toxic alongside that. So you've obviously got two sides to this argument. You've got the good sides and the bad sides of self-development. Some of the good traits of self-development is stuff like obviously personal finance, exercise, meditation if you're into that, journaling to understand your mind a bit more, reading, and pretty much anything that you'll see with the very clickbaity titles, such as, you know, waking up at 5 AM. Or even some people being like, I can wake up at 4:30 in the morning because, yeah, I like to. Now though, you also have the other side, which is something that's definitely talked about, which is stuff like hustle culture. You have things like a constant obsession of wanting to improve, which is something I fell into a trap of for a very long time. And that's also kind of where the productivity side of it comes from. So you got a lot of productivity based stuff within the self-development community as a whole. However, you'd also have the other side of productivity, which is the just constant want of improving your life and structuring it in such a way that you're no longer enjoying it anymore, you're just doing it to feel like you're being productive. The first one out of those was hustle culture, and the reason why this is something that does get brought up a lot and classed as toxic really is because of one main guy, and that is Garyvee. Garyvee though is to me someone who I don't actually despise. I think a lot of people do like to just dislike him a lot because he does say some things that I don't agree with. One of those main things is the idea that you should just basically be working yourself the entire time that you're in your 20s so that you can enjoy your 30s. However, he still lives like that today and he's no longer in his 30s. So is he really actually at a point where he can tell people, just work hard and you'll enjoy life later? This isn't something that I fundamentally believe in, primarily because you need a life. You need to actually enjoy yourself whilst doing it. Life isn't just about working all the time. Life is not a job, and that is something that people should really get out of their head. Your life is not your career. Now, your career is a very big part of your life, 100%, and that should be something that you do focus on a lot. But you also need to focus on the things you do outside of work, maybe things like your hobby that you want to enjoy, maybe let's say the side business that you want to start, certain things that you actually enjoy doing, try and actually do them a bit more. Don't just focus on solely hustle down, I need to be 100% into my work, 100% committed. Like, I don't believe in the idea, for example, of me working, let's say 5 days a week, me doing 40 hours a week, and then every single waking minute that I'm not at work, I'm waking up at 5 AM. I'm then working on this YouTube channel from 6:30 in the morning till 8:30 before I get to work. And then the moment I get back from work, I then am sat there going, you know what? YouTube. Yes, I want to eventually make this something that I can do productively, obviously. However, I also don't want to make this boring for myself, and that's something that I dislike doing. So at the end of the day, this is something that I actually enjoy doing. It's not something that I'm doing solely because, you know, I do want to make money from it. I would love to eventually be able to do that. But I still think that even if, let's say, I hit a point where I was earning a decent amount of money, I'd still like to keep a job of some sort to just kind of keep myself based down and actually still have a sense of mentality that's, okay, I am working for my money, I'm not just doing something I enjoy. And realistically, once your hobby becomes your job, it's no longer your hobby anymore, and that's something that we need to get out of our heads. Now, I know I kind of went off on a tangent there, however, it is still all under the brand of a hustle culture. Hustle culture breeds into you this idea of you need to be working until basically you're dead or you're retired, which either one of them, you're not going to enjoy your life after that, because all you've done throughout your life is basically work, and a lot of people on their deathbed who are at that point will basically say they wish they actually enjoyed life, explored, went traveling, spent more time with friends, family, all this sort of thing. You need to focus down on what you enjoy, the people you want to be around with, and everything like that, as well as your work and your side hustles. The next area is the idea of constantly wanting to improve. This is something that a lot of people, including myself especially, do struggle with when it comes to the self-development side of things. Now, yes, is improving yourself a very good thing? Yeah. But is doing it to the degree that you don't enjoy life anymore worth it? No, because at that point you're not actually developing anything, you're not enjoying anything, you're not actually progressing because you actually are happy within yourself. You are progressing because you feel like you need to be always progressing. This is something though that is just biologically wired into us. We want to constantly feel like we're improving, we're doing something that's better than other people. That's something that's inherently built into us. But it's something that we do fall into the trap of, to the point where, let's say, you'll read books that are self-development based, which I'm not knocking at all, I do it as well. You watch YouTubers all the time who do self-development stuff, like this video, and even other videos that you see on the platform, which I watch as well. All of these sorts of things end up leading people to believe that they are actually improving in themselves, but in reality they're just watching a video that isn't actually improving them. But where this ends up becoming toxic is where, let's say, for example, you give up doing things with your friends, your family, and you end up not doing any form of social activity. You don't do anything that doesn't in your head be classed as productive towards improving or productive in general, all because you believe in this false sense of I'm improving because I'm doing these things that I think are productive, but life isn't enjoyable. A lot of people who end up like this will end up going down the route of being a bit more down the side of depression. For example, for myself, that is what happened. You could become anxious, because if you're not continuously improving, you may just feel bad about yourself. You'll end up being scared, worried that you're failing as a human being, and all these different things. So be careful when you're getting into this. It sounds like something that's really harmless, obviously. However, everything has a negative side, almost anything anyway, and it's something that does need to be spoken about a bit more, not just the side of it being, if you watch these YouTubers, you're not improving in life because you're just watching them, you're not taking action. Yes, that is one thing, but I think there is other areas of self-development that do need to be discussed that can be more toxic. Overall, what I'll just mention at the end here, just because I want to, is just some things that did work for me overall, which was reading, writing, and basically just finding something to be passionate about and giving myself at least a certain amount of time every month to do things with friends. This is something that really helped me personally because, one, it got me out of the house doing things with other people. It's something that really I do need to start doing more and more again, is saying, okay, I'm going to have this many days a month basically to spend with friends, and it'll be a minimum amount of days. Let's say, for example, once a week I go out and do something with friends, which may sound like just nothing in comparison to a lot of people, but for me, I don't go out all the time seeing my friends. I will go out to work. I will stay inside the house for a week straight working on things because that's what I want to do, and that's all I want to focus on, which for me, I can be like, yep, I can justify it in my head, but you do need that time just to relax, just to be yourself in front of other people that you enjoy being around. But yeah, writing for me also helped because it helped me understand my brain, how it works. It allows me to clarify my thoughts better. Go check out Why I Journal. That video, in my opinion, is pretty decent, so make sure to go check it out. I go over why I journal as a whole, why it helps me improve my method of thoughts, everything like that. So go check that video out. But then lastly is reading. I've read basically a handful of books, not many overall. I'll probably make a video at some point talking about each book I've read. I've got little bits of it in my depression experience video. However, overall, when it comes to it, I've read hardly any overall. But the beginning of this year But the beginning of 2022, I do plan on trying to set some goals for myself. Yes, like New Year's resolutions. However, I'm classing them as goals because New Year's resolutions don't work. So I'm going to class them as a goal. But during 2022, I'm going to hopefully try and read 20 books throughout the entire year. I'll probably make a video on how it's going throughout the year. I've got a list of books that I do want to read, and basically all the ones that I hopefully will read throughout that year. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of ranty at certain points and all over the place in different areas, so hopefully it was overall good. And if you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.